It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. Capital One Arena in our nation's capital. Tonight, the Washington Wizards taking on the Detroit Pistons. The opening tip belongs to the Wizards as we get going in Washington. To Beal. Here comes the screen. Beal shakes free and hits.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
Derrick Rose sizing up Beal. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
To Thomas. The Wizards with 4 to shoot. Short jumper. Surveys the floor. Rose. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Nothing going here on that drive. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Has a chance. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Thomas into the front court. Down by 1. Beal. Bradley Beal. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Old school equals high percentage.
Rose into the front court. Down a point. Jan Mahinmi, huge block. Thomas across the timeline. He'll run the offense. To Beal. Nothing going here on that drive. Beal. Not that time.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Thomas with the basketball. They trail by 1. To Beal. Nothing going here on that drive. Beal. Andre Drummond rejects it. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. New blood coming in for both sides. To Beal. Bradley Beal. 3 for 4. Good start.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket, he even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Here comes the screen. Galloway against Mahinmi. Baseline drive. Short jumper off the mark.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs are calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Thomas. And look out. Big finish at the rim. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Pistons hat by Washington. To Beal. Short jumper won't fall. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Trying to cash in. Can't connect.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Beal. Rebound taken by Maker. Has a chance. It's Beal with the rebound. Thomas into the front court. Up by 3. To Beal. Nothing going here on that drive. Isaiah Thomas missed his first. That one goes.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Oh, he had him there for a second. Deep 3. EA Sports. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
To Beal. Here comes the screen. Beal guarded by Frazier. Bradley Beal. He's now 4 for 6.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Wizards with the basketball. Beal down low to Smith. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Ish Smith at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 66%. First one. Able to convert on both free throws. Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. The screen sets him up for 2.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming.
Probing the defense. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Bradley Beal trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 79% at the line. Beal converts on the three-point play, and the Wizards add to their lead. Rose into the front court. They find themselves down 10. To Drummond. To the outside. Knocked loose. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Rose. Second effort. The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's 2 for 2 now.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Here comes the screen. Yes, and the
luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Ish Smith at the line for a chance at a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. The free throw, good. And they add one more to the lead. It's up to 11. Rose into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Markieff Morris. A couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 77% at the line. And hits the first free throw. He makes Wizards at the controls. Beal against Markieff Morris. Takes stock of the floor. Beal. Sizing up the defense to Beal. Locked in. Has a look. Rebounds claimed by Detroit. Rose into the front court. His team down 9. That pass stolen by the Wizards.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Taking advantage of the turnover. Rose.
Screen coming your way, screen coming your way.
To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. 3 for 3 in this first half.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation. He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Rose into the front court. 9-point margin. To Drummond. Nice pass to get things going.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Trying to cash in.
Shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Beal, defended by Markieff Morris. To Smith. Here comes the screen. Ish Smith against the former MVP. Not that time. A couple of cracks at the line now.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Pistons ball here.
Defense, let's go.
Rose to Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. It's like he's shooting into the ocean. He has not missed.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Doesn't get the bounce. Rose into the front court. Under a minute to go before halftime. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Hey, you got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Beal. To Smith. Has a chance. Ish Smith. 2 of 4 now.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Rose to Drummond. Now a steal by Washington. Footer at the buzzer. Time expires on the quarter. Wizards have the lead.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Wizards entered the locker room with a comfortable lead, and they've been showing off some excellent shooting, and it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Washington Wizards. The Pistons were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Steals.
As long as there's time left on the game clock, no lead is truly safe. They just have to be ready to seize every opportunity in the second half.
Player of the half.
Bradley Beal has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after 1 half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Schnell definitely fits the title of this segment. You have to imagine his shots will start to... Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Rose into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Here comes the screen. Derrick Rose. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Beal, guarded by Morris. Here comes the screen. To Beal. Is Smith. Fight to shoot for Washington. Beyond the arc for 3. Not getting the bounce. To Rose. Nothing going here on that drive. Rose. Beal. From the painted area, won't go down.
I give this defense so much credit. Sometimes it pays major dividends to have players that are willing to get their nails dirty. Just dig their hands in the dirt, and that's what kind of stand they're making on the defensive end.
Able to convert inside. It's Washington with the basketball. To Beal. Gets it in the left corner. Here comes the screen. Great pass to set it up. And a throwdown.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Rose into the front court. His guys down 3. To Drummond. Rose. Nothing going here on that drive. Spinning shot. Won't fall. To Rose. Detroit with 4 to shoot. And the rebound comes down to Smith. Beal, defended by Markieff Morris. Is Smith. To Beal. Nice finish at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Rose. Has a look. Missed it. He always has the green light, but the defense was ready. Is Smith, guarded by Derrick Rose. Beal to Smith. Here comes the screen. To Smith. From long range. Not that time. He misses. Rose into the front court. 5-point game. Trying to cash in. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Is Smith to Beal. The Wizards with 4 to shoot. Knocks it down from mid-range.
An easy look.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this 3rd quarter. up both squads set to make some moves right now. Rose to Drummond. Can't connect. To Thomas. Screen coming. Beal. Almost a foul. They let it go. To Rose. Here comes the screen. To Rose. Down to 5 on the 24. For 3, smothering D.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Beal to Smith. Here comes the screen. Has a chance. Smith shot, no good. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
First one, count it. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Has a look. The shot missed by Smith. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Thonmaker trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 68%. Off the mark on his free throw. 3 quarters down, the Wizards out in front. The Wizards in control of the basketball as we start the fourth, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
To Smith. Ish Smith. Now 3 for 9.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Here comes the screen. Five on the shot clock. The drive right to the basket. And he knocks it down. Jay, as key a move as you'll find in the NBA.
And it is the new age triple threat. It does 2 things. Number 1, it creates distance in a hurry. Number 2, when you're stepping east to west while maintaining your dribble, which is the difference maker, it throws a defender off because now he's at your mercy and he's off balance.
And it just may be, Jay, the biggest threat late in the shot clock.
Especially if you add a hesitation to the move, or if you look at the rim, you'll most time have the defender jumping out of the shoes.
We wish defenders all the best in this game defending that. Screen coming. Shot clock winding down, curling inside. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. Thomas across the timeline. They lead it, 4-point game. To Smith. Fight to shoot for Washington. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody will be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
That's a strong finish, regardless of contact.
Basketball. Leads 4. To Smith. Wide open look, won't go. It's Detroit's ball. Here comes the screen. Probing the defense. Shot clock winding down. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Is Smith, picked up by Derrick Rose. Lets it fly from long range. Rebound Drummond. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Has a chance. Gets a shot up off the mark. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Pistons have it. To Drummond. And finishes strong. Jay, I'm surprised. He had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
It's good.
Nice extra move there.
Rose into the front court. His guys now trailing by a point. Runner's good there.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Is Smith. Andre Drummond able to recover with the block.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Is Smith. Here comes the screen. To Smith. Reset here. Let's see what they do. Not that time. Rose into the front court. Leads 3. And count the basket inside. Now the Wizards going to take the timeout, but this game's in the balance, and time is of the essence. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Here's Smith, guarded by Morris. Thomas. A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul. And now an intentional foul, so they'll send him to the line. 2 free throws here means it's a 3-possession game.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Knocks down the first. Two for 2 on that trip. Whistle stops play. Timeout for Washington. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. To Thomas. Rebound taken down by the Pistons. And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means...
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
Goes 2 for 2. Isaiah Thomas here against Morris. That misses with 2 seconds to go. The Pistons are the winners as they get a good win on the road. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Hey, everyone. It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Pistons added a win with today's solid victory. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Detroit Pistons. The Wizards just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. The majority of the points were scored for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Assists.
The Detroit Pistons were very impressive in the way they shared the ball, giving each other the opportunity to not just take good shots, but great shots. That's what I believe made the difference for them in this game, that being the great assists.
Player of the game.
Andre Drummond was just amazing in this game. What other word could you use for someone that played the kind of defense that shut down an entire team? Yeah, exactly. Amazing.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top 3 plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.